Jiggy cat on a damn killing spree. This is Nagato, and you can't mimic my energy. 100 rounds drawn and me hanging like a centipede.
Hey everyone, it's me Nagato's Revenge. Welcome back to my channel. Hopefully everyone is doing okay and hopefully everyone is staying safe. With all of that fun stuff getting out the way, let's just go ahead and jump into today's main topic. And I'm going to be teaching you guys today on how to install/run Remote Package Installer, also known as RPI, and send package files from your PC to your jailbroken console that is on 6.72 firmware. And with that being all out the way, just so y'all guys could be, in tune with all of my videos, you can check out my 6.72 jailbroken playlist, and you can see all the way from episode 1, which teaches you how to basically exploit your system, all the way down to like episode 2 and 3 and 4, which teaches you how to basically run homebrew, your favorite games on a USB device and such and so forth. But with all that fun stuff getting out the way, I'm going to be talking about some benefits and some prerequisites and disclaimers I want to state, as always, like I do in any of my other videos, before we get into the initial setup of this. One of the key benefits of RPI, or Remote Package Installer, you can transfer package files directly to your PlayStation 4 without the use of a USB or HDD, which saves a lot of time for the end user when installing a bunch of packages. So for example, let's say instead you just have a game on your PlayStation 4, or excuse me, on your PC, like Red Dead Redemption, and it's 80 gigabytes, and what you have to do basically is format your hard drive, transfer it from your PC, which will take time, and then once you get your external hard drive with the actual package file itself, you got to plug it into the PS4, and then you can see how many steps you got to take just to get the game installed. Now for me personally, this is the way I usually do it. However, Remote Package Installer may work from some of you. So basically it'll just be like kind of downloading a game from the PSN store, and it will just install directly to your PS4, which is basically defeating the purpose and defeating the middleman. But with all of that getting out the way, just of the key benefits of this process, I do want to state all of the prerequisites and everything you need to know. Of course, just like any of my other videos, everything will be in the link in the description down below, as well as in a pinned comment. First things first, you need a modded PlayStation 4 that is on 6.72 firmware or lower. Can't stress this enough. If you're above that said firmware, which is 6.72, which is currently, as I'm recording this on September 9th, 2020, is the highest exploit. You cannot do this. Possibly in the future, maybe, but as of right now, 6.72 is the quote-unquote golden firmware. So make sure you know that. As well, you need a PC, of course, which is going to allow us to basically transfer over our package file to our PS4, and also to run the actual exe itself. You also it's highly recommended, since due to transfer speeds, if you could use Wi-Fi, go ahead and do that, but I recommend doing this with a Ethernet cable, and I'll show you guys on how to get a direct FTP Ethernet cable set up in today's video, since transferring files over that way will be way much faster. You also need Remote PKG Installer, or RPI, the actual PKG itself installed on your PS4, and I'll teach you guys on how to set that up. You also need any PS4 PKG or game of your choice. So for today, I'll be using Fat Princess, but you can use any PKG as long as it can install on the PS4. You should be straight. As well, you need PS4 PKG Sender.exe. Today we're going to be using the Modern Warfare one, so I will have his linked in the description down below. By the way, he makes great content. I'll probably have his channel linked down below, because he makes PS4 guys just like me. And as well, you need plus NodeJS for this process for his actual tool. No, you can use any PS4 PKG Sender. There are a ton out there. There's like So Frost, Packy, and such and so forth, but the one that works for me, and I tried a lot of them and I was having some trouble, Modern Warfare's work just fine. But with that being all out the way, as well, the last thing you need is a USB stick, either formatted to FAT32 or exFAT, since we needed to transfer over the Remote Package Installer, assuming if you don't already have it. But with all of that prerequisites and everything getting out the way, let's go into the PS4 PC and get everything we need set up so we can successfully get this set up for today's video. So I'll meet you guys on the PC. Alrighty guys, assuming that you did follow all the prerequisites as I stated in the intro, as well as in the prerequisites, we're ready to go ahead and get started on everything we need to know for the PC side of things. And what I'm going to do is go into great detail for this segment. It will be long, so I do apologize in advance for this, but I'll go into great detail on basically on all of the files we're going to go over today, and I'm going to showcase on where to download this from. So first things first, Here is the PlayStation 4 Package Sender 1.2, and this right here is going to allow us to basically send packages from our PC by using our PC's IP address to our PlayStation 4's IP address. And I'm going to show you guys on how to set this up via with a Ethernet connection, so you can send packages way much faster via than Wi-Fi. You can also do this with Wi-Fi, like I stated in the intro, but doing this with Ethernet is so much better, and you will run into less issues. So that's why I recommend people doing this with Ethernet. But with that getting all out the way, the second file we have here, which is the game I told you guys to get, or whatever homebrew. For my test game, I'm going to be using Fat Princess, and I'm going to be transferring that to my PlayStation 4. So by the end of this video, we'll be playing some Fat Princess. And last but not least, we have Remote PKG Installer, or RPI. This is going to allow us from the PlayStation 4, it's a homebrew application that allows us to, or any package sender, or basically any package file sender from the PC to connect to our PS4 via with an IP address. So it's kind of like FileZilla, but a little bit not. But that's the basic setup for things on the PC. What I'm going to do now is transfer over to the web browser. All of these links will be in the link in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment, just like any of my other tutorials. But you can see here, you can download from my Mega, or I will have like an alternative Google Drive link. You could download Remote Package Installer from here. Just download it, or you could just download it, and then you could go to your PC, drag it to your desktop. Same thing for PS4 Package Installer. This is 1.2, and this is the latest from Modern Warfare. No, you can use any package installer you want, or excuse me, package sender. It doesn't have to be Modern Warfare. You can just choose whatever you like. But for today, I'm going to be using Modern Warfare, since I have the best compatibility on my PC. Since some other applications like Packy and Frosty So Frosties, they work fine for other people, and I think they're awesome apps, but for me, I guess my PC doesn't like them for whatever reason. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and transfer over to the last application or website that we need to focus on, and you'll be needing to install NodeJS on your PC, since it is required for package and sender to have this, since it sets it up like a HTTP server, I believe. But what we're going to do now is go ahead and install it. So depending on if you have a Windows 32 system or 64, go ahead and download that. If you're using Linux or anything else, you should already know, but just download the one that is for your operating system. What I'm going to do now is download the Windows installer, the .msi, since I know mine's 64-bit, and I'm going to go ahead and launch it. So let me go to my downloads folder really quick, and then what we're going to do is launch it. It's just going to say welcome to the NodeJS Setup. It's just like any other executable. You can read the terms of service, just go ahead and accept it, hit next, next again, and from right here you can just go ahead and hit next, install. My screen probably turned black right there, but all we got to do is just get this set up via on the PC side of things. So just waiting for it to do its thing. And then once Node.js is fully installed, what we're going to do is go ahead and transfer over to the file setup. So, or basically we're going to transfer over to the USB setup. So right now, actually, since it may be taking a little while, we're going to go ahead and transfer to the USB setup. So right now, what I want you guys to do is go ahead and plug in your USB into your PC. So mine's is right here, and actually Node.js is finished. So voila, that's done. So now what we're going to do is, like, once again, just set up the USB. But right now, what I want you guys to do, get your USB stick, plug it into your PC. So here's mine's right here, and what I'm going to do is go ahead and show you guys on how to successfully format this to either exFAT or FAT32, and then we're going to transfer over to transfer over the remote package installer PKG. So first things first, what we need to do is go into PS3 or whatever USB, go into properties. If your thing's already on exFAT, you could just transfer over the file or remote package installer just like this, and it will be done. Let's say if your thing, or if it's on FAT32, that's also fine, okay, or that's basically also fine for this process. So if you're on exFAT or FAT32, it's okay. But let's say if your thing was on NTFS, what you'll need to do is basically, well, in properties, if it says NTFS, you'll need to reformat your hard drive. So anytime you reformat your hard drive, guys, you'll lose all your data. So if you have any important documents, files, photos, anything like that, go ahead and back it up onto another USB drive, onto another device, upload it to the cloud or whatever. Unless you don't really care about it and it's just a new USB, you can just reformat. I'm gonna show you guys on how to do that. So assuming that you guys got all the disclaimers, what I stated there, and you removed all your important information, I'm going to show you guys on how to reformat your HDD or your USB stick. First things first, you want to go ahead and right click over the USB stick. You want to go into format. Where it says capacity, just choose the largest capacity of your thing. I'm just using a USB 2.0 SanDisk that I had a while back, and it's 64 gigs. But yeah, make sure it's that. File system, if it's on NTFS, like I said, the PS4 will not be able to read any NTFS file systems, only exFAT and FAT32. So that's the reason why we're doing this process now. So just switch it to exFAT. Where it says allocation unit size, just put it to the default allocation. Volume label, it doesn't matter. This is just the name of your USB. I just call mine PS3 trophy, just because I mess with trophy stuff for it. But other than that, you can label it whatever. Quick format, make sure this is toggled on, because if it's not checkmarked and toggled on, basically it will take forever to format, and you do not want that. Once again, once you have all of this formatted correctly into the Windows itself or into the little directories, what you want to do is go into start. It will also pop up on your PC, just reiterating what I was saying earlier. Formatting will erase all data on this disk, so make sure if you have your stuff backed up. If not, once you hit OK, it will erase everything. So in my case, I'm just going to go ahead and OK. You will get another window that will pop up on your PC saying that the format has actually successfully completed, and then all you got to do is hit OK. Once you have all that done, what we're going to do now is go into our File Explorer, go to our USB. On the root of your USB, just go ahead and install Remote and Package Installer. Before we do that though, let's just verify that our system is on exFAT, and voila, our thing's on exFAT. So if you're on FAT32 and exFAT, you're good to go, and then boom, you're done. Now what you want to do is go ahead and minimize this out, go into Show Hidden Icons, go into Safely Remove Hardware and Eject Media. You want to go and eject the actual USB. So if you have multiple, make sure you're doing the right one, and just eject your USB out so you won't run into any corrupt files, anything like that. And then what you want to do is go to the PlayStation 4 as of right now, go and install Remote Package Installer, and then get that set up. So I'll meet you guys back on the PS4, and then we're going to go ahead and transfer over to the PC side of things and get ready for the network setup. So I'll meet you guys for that. Alrighty, so we're on the PlayStation 4 as of right now. What you want to do is go ahead, turn on your controller. What you want to do as well is take your USB that you just safely ejected out from your PC, plug it into whatever USB port on your device. So if you got the PlayStation 4 Slim or the original model, you could plug it into the front USB ports, or if you got the PS4 Pro, you could plug it into the back even, or just plug it into the front, doesn't matter. But once you have your USB plugged in, what we're going to do is go ahead into our settings, and we're going to go into our user guide. So right here, I'm going to go into information, user guide, and I'm already assuming that you already have Al Azarus DNS set up for this process. If not, you could go ahead and check out episode 1, or in the actual link in the description down below, or playlist. You can set up on, or basically see the setup on how you can fully jailbreak your system and have this already done. But it's important that you're using the Al Azarus exploit host, since we're going to be needing the unofficial version of MIRA. So first things first, we need to go into 6.72, and we need to go into MIRA unofficial. So let's just go ahead and launch that payload. It may take a while, it may error you out for a second. If so, just relaunch the application. But in my case, I got the jailbreak successful notification, which is very important. Make sure you have these notifications on your screen as well. So waiting for clients, and it will shoot out some random ELF information. Not too sure what it really means, but I know that it means that the jailbreak and payload is successful. So once you get this menu, just go ahead and exit by hitting out the PlayStation button. And what we're going to do here is go ahead and install Remote Package Installer. So let's go into our settings, debug settings, game, go into package installer, and then it's going to scan all of our PKGs on our said USB. In my case, I only have one PKG, so I'm just going to install that, and then voila. So just waiting for it to do its thing. But once a Remote PKG is installed, it will be on your device. Now we got everything set up basically on the PS4 side, with the Remote Package Installer being on our UI, or basically our main menu. What we're going to do now is go ahead and transfer over to our network side of things from our PlayStation 4 to PC, and get our stuff set up via with the Ethernet cable. So right now, what I recommend on doing, and I'll probably will have a little illustration, it won't probably be a good one, but I'll have a little picture on the screen showing showcasing on what you need to do. So basically, if you have a Ethernet cable right now, plug it into the back of your PlayStation 4 and then plug the other end to your Ethernet cable onto the back of your PC. So basically they should be connected, and I will have a picture of that. Once that is done, let's go to the PC and get the Ethernet cable set up. Alright, so we're back onto the PC. As of right now, you already should have on your PlayStation 4 remote package installer installed, and you should already have the unofficial MIRA already enabled as your jailbreak exploit. What we're going to do now is go ahead into our Windows settings and type in Ethernet settings. So that's what I'm doing here. I already have it, but you could just type in Ethernet settings. But once you get to this full basically setup right here, you want to go into change adapter options, which is right here. And now if you have your Ethernet cable plugged in from your PS4 to your PC, you already should see it via right here. What we're going to do is make a share connection via from our Wi-Fi and get our thing set up so we can also have Wi-Fi enabled onto our PC, and then Wi-Fi enabled from our PC to our PS4, so you can use like your web browser from this method. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and right click over on my Wi-Fi, go into properties, go into sharing, make sure you have this toggled on. It's going to say allow other networks users to connect through this computer's internet connection. Just go ahead and select Ethernet. You won't have VirtualBox host only network, that's just for my VM, but you only should have Ethernet, so make sure you have that toggled. Hit always allow as well here, and then hit OK. Then you will get a little Windows notification saying when this internet connection is shared, your LAN adapter will be using to set up this IP address. Your computer may lose connectivity with other computers on your network. Just go ahead and hit yes, and then once you have that done, we're basically done on the PC side of things. Right now what we're going to do is kick it off back to the PlayStation 4 and then get our network set up via right now. So that's what I'm going to do here. Okay, so we're back onto the actual PS4 right now. So what we're going to do is set up the actual internet connection. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and toggle to our settings. So right now I'm going to our settings. We're going to go into our network settings as well. We're going to go into setup internet connection. Make sure you're connected to the internet, so check this box right here. I also recommend before doing this process have any of basically enabled, or basically have any update blockers disabled as well. And if you guys want to learn how to disable like firmware updates, packages, or game updates and all of that fun stuff, check out episode 1 once again. But what we're going to do now is go into setup internet connection. Since we're using Ethernet, we're going to be using a LAN cable, so use that. How do you want to set up your internet connection? Use custom. Now what you want to do for your IP address, just set it to automatic. DHCP hostname, do not specify. DNS settings, put it to manual, and you want to set it up as to these DNS settings. So I already have our Azurus first primary as DNS. So in my case, all you got to do is type in 165.227.83.145. Once you have that, the primary second DNS, what you could type in it is 192. I didn't have it typed in earlier, but that's why I'm doing it now. So it will be 192.241 and then 221.79. I'm reading this off my PC, but once you have that, just hit next. Automatic, do not use internet setting connection. You should get obtain IP address and internet connection successful. So once you get those two things done, we are good to go, and now we're ready to get started on our remote package side of things. So first things first, what we need to do is just verify if you have your Wi-Fi on. Go into your settings and go into user guide, go into user guide again, and you should have our Azurus DNS page right back onto the screen. So voila, that's how you know if you're connected to the internet. Another way, you could just go to your PS4's web browser and just verify that way. And another way, actually, you can go into your network settings, go into view connection status, and you should see your IP address and all of that fun stuff. So what we're going to do now is go ahead, and once you verified that your internet is fully connected by either checking those two methods I stated right now, we're going to go into remote package installer, open up this application, and just wait right here. Make sure you don't leave this application, because this is allowing our PS4 to our PC to transfer files over via direct FTP. So right now I'm going to go ahead and transfer over back to my PC and get this fully set up. So I'll meet you guys for that. Alrighty, so as of right now, you should see my PS4 on the right side of my screen as well as my PC. What I'm going to do is go ahead and open up PS4 Package Sender. You probably will need to unzip this via with WinRAR or 7-zip, but once you have PK or PS4 Package Sender, we're just going to go ahead and open this up. Right now, we're going to need to type in our PlayStation 4's IP address. If you guys don't know how to get your PS4's IP address, what you could do is go into your network settings and then go into basically your status connections, and it will show all of your PS4's IP address. I already know mine's for a fact is 192.168.137.121, but I will probably have like a little picture edited on the screen to showcase what I mean. But what we're going to do now is go ahead and type in our server. Since we're using LAN, yours will probably be 192.168.137.1. If you're using your Wi-Fi or anything like that, you're probably using something else. But since we're doing this with LAN, just make sure your server is set up to 192.168.137.1. For our timeout, what we're going to do for our wired connections, this is what Modern Warfare recommended. Increase the timeout for your transfers if it basically is stopping before the download finishes. For wire connections, he recommends a timeout to 7 to 15 seconds. If you're doing it to wireless, it's 30 to 60 for wireless. I just keep mine to 100 just to be safe, but you could do it to 10 or 15 seconds. You could play around with this, but I recommend if you want to just follow along, just do 100 like me. And then what we want to do before we even test our packages up, we want to test the server. So right now I'm just testing the server, and it says the HTTP server is working normally, so that's a good thing. And now what we're going to do is go ahead and send our packages. So either you could just drag and drop your packages to here just like that, or you could go ahead and clear. I believe if you want to right click and add packages, you could just follow along or go to whatever directory you have your packages on. So in my case it's Fat Princess here. By also right clicking, you can remove packages, uninstall games, patches, themes, and such and so forth. But once you have that, what you want to do once you have your package installed, and I'll probably have this on the side here since I know my PS4 is on the side of the screen, is go ahead and send packages, and now it should be sending, and voila, you should see the actual little notification on the screen via right here. So if I actually back out from my PS4, you can see Fat Princess is now successfully installing without any issues. If you guys are running into any issues with Package Sender itself, make sure you have your firewall probably set off to this actual application, and it should fix that. But yeah, that's how simple it is. So right now it only has about 57 seconds to go for the package file, which isn't too bad. This game is only 4 gigabytes in size, so of course if you're doing a game that is pretty large in size, like Red Dead Redemption, anything that's really huge, then yeah, just make sure you have your your timer set to that long, or more than over 7 to 15 seconds. But with all that getting out of the way, I'm just waiting right now for Fat Princess to do its thing. And what I'll probably do is toggle on the screen really quick via with OBS, so you probably see me editing out. I'm gonna cut off my display and make my PS4 screen a little bit bigger so you guys can see. And once Fat Princess is now on the screen, it's installing the application now, and voila, you can see the game is now working fine. So yeah, that's how simple it is, and it's much better if you don't want to have to use a USB device, or if you don't even have a USB device that is large for certain games. So this could kind of save you some time via that way. And yeah, essentially this is how you set up remote package installer. And what I'll do right now is just wait for the game to boot up just so you can see it. It's probably setting up like its trophy information, which it's black screening now. But yeah, if you guys have any questions on how to set this up or have any troubles, feel free to join my Discord. Feel free to ask any questions in the link, or not in the link in the description down below, but in the comment section down below. But yeah, my name is Nagato's Revenge, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you guys for watching. Peace. Hey everyone, it's me, Nagato's Revenge here. Hope you guys did enjoy today's video. With that being out the way as well, I highly do recommend that y'all guys go ahead and follow my social media so you never miss any of the latest hacking guides and tutorials on my channel. By subscribing to me and hitting that notification button as well is another method on how you will know when I drop my latest content, whether it be for the Vita, PS4, PS3, and such and so forth. As well, if you want to be in the mix of things and you want to join my official community, you can join via the link right now showcased on the screen and join my Discord that way. And if you do want to support my channel in any shape or form, you could become a patron. I will have a card right now. But with all of that getting out the way, hope you guys really did enjoy this video, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Nice and silky smooth.